Welcome back everybody to another video. Good to see you all again. We're going to dive right into this opening clip on a 40-mile-per-hour road and two different perspectives on cyclists. This is a fast moving route, quite tight. There's one cyclist there on the left that's chosen to use the shared cycle path to keep off that road, and that keeps them nice and safe. And a little further up, someone's chosen to use the highway itself, and again, it's not a problem, but it is high risk. You can't disagree with it. Here comes the cyclist now. There they are, just coming up on the left hand side, and with that we are in a 40-mile-per-hour road. You can also see that there is white lines on the right hand side, and with that can sometimes make people get a little closer to that cyclist than what they should be, possibly. We're going to have a look at the rear perspective camera so you can actually see it from a slightly different viewpoint, and with that it's their own choices at the end of the day what they do. There's the person on the right hand side on the path in complete safety, but the one that's on the road is at higher risk. They know that. They could use that path to the left of them. It is a shared. It's not particularly brilliant, I must admit, but it's certainly safer until you get to a better part of the road. There's the gap there, look. And they're trying to keep to the left of those white lines whilst giving reasonable distance to the cyclist. If that cyclist wobbled at any point here, it could be a bit disastrous. Choices. Okay, talking about choices, the car behind, we are turning right at a crossroads ahead, and the car behind is not indicating right. He can go straight on from this lane, but he has cars behind him, and I'm sure the cars behind him are thinking he's going straight on. They can't see us. So with his lack of indication of wanting to go straight on, he's going to have a queue of cars behind. How many? Not sure. So as the lights change and we move on, at what point does he indicate? At the last possible moment, now. So why in the hell did he get behind us in the first place? And then the car behind suddenly goes, what's going on? Damn learner in the front didn't indicate, didn't notify the car in front of him, which we obviously did, so he kind of thinks we're probably to blame, and then they have to actually squeeze out and get around us. All totally unnecessary if someone would indicate appropriately. Now as we look to the front camera, the silver car in front, look, no right indication on, sitting in the lane that goes straight and right on, and just as they move away they indicate right, and that's absolutely of no use to anybody whatsoever. So even if we wouldn't have been in that right hand lane indicating right, the car in front, we would have been in the same situation because they couldn't be bothered to indicate either until they'd actually moved off, causing confusion and interruption and annoying other people on the road unnecessarily. It's just really poor driving, very poor planning and awareness, and an annoyance to other road users who sometimes just tend to blame us because we're in the thick of it. Anyway, let's go to the next. Okay, approaching the A3 to join. How often do we complain about people not joining appropriately when they're joining the A3, where I think my pupil gets it absolutely bang on, where the other people don't. Look at the black van in the middle there. He wants the first lane. Now we don't know that, of course, while we're joining, and that van there, we're a reasonable distance from that van. That's what we're looking at. We maintain that distance, as you can see. Now as we're looking to enter this van, all of a sudden he indicates to come in to that braking distance between the white van and us, and there's not much distance there. He shouldn't be doing that. He should have planned for this a lot earlier than what he did, and in doing so he brakes quite a bit. He makes the red van behind him and that white van brake as well, also the vehicles behind. Then notes when he gets into that, what does he do? He's not actually leaving, he just slows down while we maintain speed. Quite awful actually. Very poor planning indeed, and he holds everybody up behind him, which is normally what they accuse us of doing. As we look from a forward view, you're going to see a different scenario with a car on the right hand side. Now we're gauging with that silver van. He's braking a wee bit, so we do a little bit as well to maintain that gap. It's that car there we're looking at. As we're looking to join, he indicates very late there, look, to get in. Yes, it's an Audi, and sometimes I only think this is very, very true. They're saying, I don't know, what do you think? It seems to come up all too often. And then he wants it inside lane. Again, very poor planning, just like the van. Nice, my pupil, keeping a very clear head about that and dealing with it very well indeed, in my opinion. Okay, let's get on to the next. Okay, this clip here, it absolutely beggars belief. Now, what we're looking at is a yellow van reversing out of a drive. My pupil's not too sure what their intentions are. So I told them to creep a little bit closer because we're holding back sort of in the wrong place if they're going to drive on. But then as we close in, they don't carry on going. They carry on reversing between the white van and the blue car. We're not entirely sure of their purpose. We're thinking, if you're parking, what's wrong with that space? Or that space there on the right hand side? There's so much room, and we are confused, and I've got to be honest, I'm quite confused of what the intention of this van is. There's a silver car coming up behind this yellow van looking to gain through. They're reversing up a bit, thinking what's going on. We're not entirely sure. They're confused too, and the yellow van seems to have parked there to let the car out the driveway. So we're thinking, okay, right, we'll see what's going on here. They've got single driveway, letting the car out and not getting in the way of the car so they can carry up here, and then it's probably going to go in the drive. And then all of a sudden this car is passing us. The driver gives us a bit of a look as it go past. I thought, well, what the hell's that all about? But anyway, nevertheless, we kind of get that a lot. So we think the yellow van's now going to move off and go back in the drive, and I think the silver car was thinking the same thing. Behind the yellow van, and suddenly when they don't move, the car goes, oh, I'll go through this gap, and you can see it's quite tight, and then they stop because the yellow van moves again as they're approaching, which it shouldn't be doing in the first place. So the silver car stops again because it doesn't know what that yellow van is doing, and then it still remains, and there you go, the yellow van tweets and gets closer to the blue car, which is, it's staggering. Why is it trying to park there? The car eventually gets through, but why is it trying to park there when it has so much space around it? Certainly to our right there, which is right near their driveway anyway. Or more to the point, why didn't they go back into their driveway? So we think, okay, they're parking there, so we move on, but then we see the door twitch, so my pupil stops again. Are they going to open the door? Shall we proceed to try and get through this very narrow gap? Confusing. So there goes the door, and the door opens. So we think, okay, they'll get out, they're going to move on the way, and then we can crack on. And yet it stays open and stays open. Dear oh dear. And she eventually gets out, shuts the door, and then goes into this moment here. She's looking at us. And then, I don't know what all the gestures about. What do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go? Well, just park somewhere suitable would have been a good idea. It's like she's totally confused why we're confused. I don't know what the gestures about. What do you want me to do? And then she walks off. She's having a moment by the looks of it. So, with her gone, we think, well, the yellow van is staying there put. So, we start to aim for this gap, and as you get closer you'll see quite how tight this gap is. Now that silver car got through, so we know it's extremely doable, but it's a learner car and they really didn't like this at all. Imagine if there's a larger vehicle trying to get through that gap there. It's got no chance at all. Certainly if it's a lorry, a refuge lorry, I don't know. Look at the gap behind, look at the space available. Dear oh dear. Could have parked anywhere, could have parked behind this white van outside they're driving. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. This particular clip beggars belief, really, what that lady was thinking of. I want you to just have a little brief view from the rear view camera as we're going through on the other side. Now, as we actually move off and we're going through that gap between the vehicle, you'll see on the left hand side, just past the driveway, there's a beautiful spot there. She could have easily pulled up, she would have been right out the way. Look, there's no other cars around, she could have parked up. just there on the left, right out the way, and she wouldn't have been in anybody's way whatsoever. What persuaded her or convinced her to park right behind that blue car, I have absolutely no idea. My pupil really struggled through this gap with a bit of help from me, but as you can see, it is quite tight. They managed to get through. Now the funny thing is, as I was looking, they come out of their drive again. They're walking out. Not sure why. Were they going to use the yellow van again, move it? I have absolutely no idea. Didn't get to see. That would have been the icing on the cake really, wouldn't it? Okay, this clip here, a bit of pedestrian stupidity in my point of view. There's no other way to put it. Car pulls out, there he is, he's running across the road on his phone, not looking left, not looking right. There's a zebra crossing just there. Why didn't he use that? Did he even see that car? I very much doubt it. Just as well the car saw him, or that would have ended very poorly indeed. Why do people take such risks like that? Honestly. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. It helps promote the channel, gets it out there. Watch out for those learners, of course, on the road. Take care, have a bit of empathy, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Drive safely. Bye bye for now.